Well, this seems familiar. Hello, Digidestin, and welcome to the King's Court. Well, okay. Some time has gone by, and I think we've all had some time to adjust. We've had some time to let it sink in, so let's talk. Now, okay. We now know what are the cards that got hit. So, for those of you who didn't watch our reaction video, which if you want to go ahead and go check it out, go ahead. Although, really quick, I didn't know this because I usually don't always because it was super. Before I always upload, I always look over the video and make sure nothing's wrong. Because it was super early in the morning when I did the reaction to the man list, I didn't I didn't watch it first like I usually do. I just uploaded. So there apparently there's some audio issues at the very end of it. So sorry about that if anyone's watching this after seeing that. So if you notice that, sorry about that. That was just an issue. Hopefully that won't happen again. It should be okay now. All right, but now, besides all that, okay. So, if you're not sure and you didn't watch that, but you're coming straight to this one, so we just got the restriction list for December 2023 for the Digimon Tcg. Now remember, this doesn't go in effect for us in the West till March 1st, 2024. So, you got about 3 months-ish, a little bit less than 3 months, about 2.5 months, to enjoy these cards. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get any cards back. We didn't get any cards put back to 4, bit of a bummer, and there are no bans. But there were 5 cards got put to 1. Now, one of these cards we do have access right now. The Digitama, the Bukamon, which is a monster in blue decks right now. Look at most blue decks right now. I guarantee you they're playing 4 of this thing. But the other 4 cards are cards that we will be receiving both in the EX5 and BT15 sets, which will be laid out later in the year for us here in the West. Like I said, the cards that got hit are 2 cards that a lot of people were not looking forward to coming here to the West, and that's Apocalypse and Anubismon. The other 2, in the same vein, Preemptive Hits, because there's a lot of discussion about purple being the punching bag for right now for the game, but realistically, a lot of it has to do with these 2 cards that got hit right now. The new Garurumon X, not the previous blue one that if you played Malga before you're familiar with, and the new Gabumon X cards. Those are the cards. Those are all 5 of those are the ones that got hit. So there's some different reasons why a lot of these cards got hit, and I'll go over some of the main reasons, and I'll talk, give a little bit of our 2 cents here, and we'll have a quick discussion about how this is going to affect the meta going forward. So, because it's weird, because this ban list barely got announced a week ago. So, before that, none of us knew this was going to happen. Personally, I was waiting to check out the results from the regional that just happened over the weekend, which for the LA regional, which a bunch of our friends of the channel actually went to go participate in. Unfortunately, due to IRL obligations, stuff like that, me and Chandler and Michael aren't able to actually travel to go do that. We're hoping to maybe in the next upcoming year, 2024, hopefully. But again, it's like I said, personal obligations, job, family, stuff like that. It's a mix of those 2, but that's not what we're talking about here. So we were going to originally react to the top decks that came out in order to give our discussion on, because now this would have been the first big regionals to happen with the new with the new ban list put into place, because the previous one before that, the Pasadena regionals that we discussed, was still going by the old list. That's why they could still play Forge, Yo Greymon, and all that stuff. But this one, this came out of left field, so this is going to be the main discussion. Although, if you've looked at the results of that list of the LA regionals, those are still valid because, again, remember, this isn't going into effect till March. But this does give us an idea of what's going to happen. So if you look at the LA regional, the Red Hybrid deck got first place, which makes sense because like Red Hybrid's been kind of being slept on. Like it's been one of I feel like Red Hybrid's like might be the secret best deck in the format right now. Because like not a lot of people are talking about it. Obviously, now with these cards getting hit, this brings a hit to the Apocalypse deck or the Dark Lords deck that was going to be coming out in BT. That will be coming out still in EX5. Is it Apocalypse? I think it's Apocalypse. I think it's Anubis or one of them doesn't come out though until BT15. I'll probably correct myself right here, but basically this brings the discussion of how's these lists going to affect everything. Well, again, every blue deck right now, Malga, Blue Flare, I believe, all of them really play. The really good blue decks play Bukamon, so that's going to be a hit there. This also brings a hit to anyone who was hoping to add these two new cards to Balga when it came out, so that's unfortunate right there. But the bigger one, this brings a lot of people, a lot of purple fans are honestly kind of enraged because ever since the last list, a lot of purple players have been, pretty, up in arms about how the deck is, how it's being affected. But to be fair, oh boy, I know I'm going to trigger some purple players, but to be fair, you guys still got 4 analog youth, to be fair. And there are other ways to play certain decks. Is that the problem with the Gabumon and the Garurumon X, they were too splashable. Like, they were too easy to put in other decks, and that was the problem. It made Apocalypse annoying to deal with. Not only that, and they hit Anubismon, which is good because now if you saw our banlist prediction video, the cards I brought up 3 out of 5 of these. I wasn't sure they were going to actually hit Gabumon X, and I'm going to be real with you, I completely forgot to add Blukamon to that, so hey, that was me. But all the other 3, Apocalypse, Anubismon, and Garurumon X, all legit got put to 1. And I said that was if you go check out that video, our banlist prediction video, I already said that was a long shot. It was going to happen, but it did. So, hey, what do you know? So, yeah, that brings up that I didn't, if you see that, I brought the fact that it was a long shot, they're going to hit Anubismon, because the reason people have a problem with Anubismon is because it lets people turbo Mervamon super easily. So I said either they're going to hit Anubismon or they'll hurt Mervamon. And since Mervamon itself is part of its own category, its own deck basically, I guess that makes sense why they decided to hit Anubismon. Now, this brings in the other issue people have been having. One, they didn't bring any cards back to 4. So if you saw our prediction video, we brought up the fact that Jet Selfie could probably come back. It really isn't going to do much. Well, I guess they saw that Yellow Vaccine actually did pretty good at the LA Regional, so I guess they didn't want to take that chance. And they probably won't now as a result, so there goes that one. What else? So this also brings in the other question a lot of things bringing up. They did not hit Lugamon, or Hell Lugamon, or Fenrirmon. So that deck is still going to be an issue. A lot now. From my experience with it, is you have strong blockers set up, you should be good. But a lot of decks these days are hyper focused on either controlling or pure offensive. So there are a lot of decks that have issues with those. Plus, that deck is Hell Lugamon is just crazy, if I'm being honest with you. So that brings up that one. Overall, I personally feel like this list. This list is very interesting, but it's more than obvious. Now, I didn't read that letter. If you go to the Twitter page and read it, it should be there. The letter that I think the director of the TCG left regarding the whole Western players have to deal with this sort of thing. I haven't read it. I haven't had a chance to yet. I'm gonna be real with you. As soon as we finished our reaction video, I went straight to sleep, back to bed. So then I had stuff to take care of this morning and all that. So I finally got a chance to record this video. So that brings up the discussion. Now that's if you want, maybe me, Gentleman, or Michael could do like a reading of that. Give our 2 cents in it. But from what I can tell, basically, this is going to be the same thing going forward. So that's like the issue right there. So it's obvious this list was based primarily off of Japanese results, and they also were a preemptive hit for here in the West. Because if you look up Japanese, if you look at Japanese results, man, freaking Apoclymon was everywhere. This deck was nuts, and so was freaking Anubismon. So it makes sense that they wanted to hit this thing. Plus, again, now realistically, remember, there's still some stuff that's going to change. Not only do we still got to deal with Fenrirmon and all them, don't forget, the structure deck hasn't come out. As soon as it comes out, we're going to have to start dealing with a bunch of bunnies running rampant all over the meta. Because you haven't seen, that deck not only does do well it's in Japan, but also that deck, it's pretty nuts to deal with, man. Somebody must really like Terriermon and Lopmon from all the crazy support they got, especially Terriermon. So somebody at Bandai must really love Terriermon. So that's something we got to remember we're going to have to deal with coming up soon. So that's one right there. Let's see what else. Now, this also brings in the question of what could be the new top decks. I think this is going to completely just blow up Fenrirmon and Lugomon. And don't forget all that support that Mass Change is not Mass Change. Man. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Hero player in me just said Mass Change. Armor Rush. All the crazy support Armor Rush is going to be getting is going to be affecting the game as well. So that's something we also got to remember. But that's later on. Right now, I think this is going to Fenrirmon and hell Lugomon, because they didn't really get touched. That's going to bring a lot more play to them. But again, remember, we still got 3 months. So as a result of this also, this could maybe even mean people want to play Shine Greymon again. Now, but here's the other one. Remember, Green did not get hit. Green did not get touched. So, Blue Mordmon and even Rosemon, if you haven't played against Rosemon, do not underestimate it. That deck can be nasty. A friend of mine at our locals plays Rosemon, and I know he's subscribed to the channel, so yeah, he knows who he is if he's watching this. But Rosemon can be nasty if you're not prepared. And yeah, I'm a Blackwater Greymon. Sorry, my voice. I'm a Blackwater Greymon player. Green is already like our kryptonite, literally. Suspend us, we have an issue coming, but that's why I ask any Blackwater Greymon fan. We do not like to deal with freaking Grandis or freaking Blue Mordmon, because suspending us really messes up our gameplay, but that's not the point. The point is, Green didn't get hit, and Green constantly keeps getting support. So don't forget, that's going to be another thing we're probably going to start dealing with more. So, and the big one, like I said, Red Hybrid did not get touched, and Red Hybrid won the LA Regionals. If I remember right, it got first place. So, I think that's going to just boost up Red Hybrid's playability. And don't forget Blue Flare. I feel like people just forgot about Blue Flare. That deck is still nasty. But then again, if I remember right, they were also playing Bluecomon, so that might hit them a little bit. But the deck is still solid itself. So that's probably the big thing I'm taking away from this. I feel like this list did hit a lot of stuff, but it was mostly preemptive hits. But it did also slow down the Purple Engine. So I think as a result of this, going into the future based off the LA Regionals combined with this list, I think Red Hybrid is going to be getting more play because they got first place. So players are going to be wanting to play that more. Like I said, the Fenrirmon and Lugomon and Hell Lugomon, all of them, they didn't get touched. So that's probably going to get them more playability. And again, when they come out, we're going to have to start dealing with all those bunnies everywhere. So that's another thing there. And that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Long story short, I think this list is pretty good. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather deal with like those decks and multiples of them than constantly keep seeing Apoclymon everywhere, like it was in Japan. Sorry, that was my ringtone. I'd much rather deal with that than constantly seeing Apoclymon everywhere. And Channel Member Michael really can't stand Apoclymon, so he's really happy. Not gonna lie. So that's pretty much what we want to talk about. We'll probably come back on this subject later because again, it's still the same day, so we're missing or forgetting something. But that's pretty much it for right now. Let us know in the comments what you think of this ban list. I don't think there's really such thing as a perfect ban list. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like there's always going to be people that either want stuff hit, and then as a result of that, there's going to be other people who don't like those hits because it's decks they enjoy, and vice versa. That's going to keep going. That's just the nature of TCGs. You can't please everyone. But for the most part, I think this is a pretty good list. Mainly because I really didn't want to deal with Apoclymon either, and Anubismon. So that's it from here. As I'm recording this video, it should be on Monday. Have a good rest of the week, and we'll be back soon. Take care. Bye.